Hello everyone and welcome back to another Call of Duty Diamonds video. In today's video I'm going to be focusing on giving you guys the best perks to use in Warzone. Now a few of these perks I mentioned are pretty underrated and I don't really see that many people using them, and I don't really see that many people talking about them, but I do advise you guys giving these a go. If you guys are new to the channel, by the way, please consider subscribing. That would be absolutely amazing. If we could hit 20 subscribers, that would be absolutely awesome. We are getting closer and closer and we will be uploading every single day. So make sure to subscribe, turn those notifications on, but without further ado, let's get into this. So the first one I want to talk about is Cold Blooded. The main reason for this is because it basically takes you off of people's thermal scopes. As you guys probably know if you've played a lot of Warzone, a lot of people use thermal scopes on their snipers and stuff like that. So if you use Cold Blooded, you're basically not going to be seen on their thermal scope as easy, and it's going to help you guys out a ton. So I do really recommend you guys giving this a go. It will definitely help you out a lot, and you're going to be able to avoid getting sniped quite a lot. The next thing I recommend you guys using is going to be Restock. Now the reason I say this is because it recharges your equipment every single 25 seconds, which is really helpful, especially if you use things like stim shots. Stim shots are very good in Warzone because they're going to allow you to obviously heal, and also if you're in the gas and you have a stim shot on, you guys will be able to regenerate your health, which is really helpful. And also obviously if you're weak, it does sometimes take a while for your health to regenerate on Warzone, so having a stim shot on hand is always going to be really helpful. So Restock is going to allow you to have a stim shot every single 25 seconds or so. I do really recommend you guys giving this a go. I've been using it quite a lot and it actually helped me a lot in a few games ago, because basically I was in the storm, people were shooting at me whilst I was in the storm, and or the gas as it's called in this game, but I was in the gas, people were shooting at me, I was getting weak by the gas, but luckily I made it out alive because I had some stim shots on me. Next up is going to be Overkill, and obviously Overkill is going to be probably one of the best perks you can use, because this is going to allow you to have 2 primary weapons, and as you guys know, everyone at the moment is running some kind of assault rifle with a secondary sniper or a secondary SMG or something like that. So I do recommend you guys giving this a go. It is really helpful. It's going to allow you to have 2 weapons instead of 1, and when you get that class up option, this is going to help you out a lot because you're going to have 2 weapons. So I definitely recommend you guys giving it a go. Next up is High Alert. High Alert basically makes your screen have a ping on it when an enemy looks at you. So let's say for example someone looks at you from behind, the bottom of your screen will actually have a yellow ping to it, and that means someone is looking at you from behind and you're going to know where they're from. Let's say for example there's someone to your left and they looked at you, you're going to get a left side ping on your screen, and this is going to allow you to know where the enemies are, and it is really helpful, especially if there are camping enemies in corners and stuff like that. You guys should know where they are, or if you're getting snuck up on from behind, you guys are going to be obviously aware of that. Next up is Amped. Amped allows you to swap your weapons faster, which is actually really helpful. It also lets you use some equipment faster and all of that kind of stuff, so I do strongly recommend you guys giving this a go. Now if you're wondering what the 3 combination perks that I use perk 1 is Cold Blooded, perk 2 is Overkill, and the last perk I use is actually Battle Hardened. Now these 3 together, in my opinion, probably one of the best combinations of perks you can use. Anyway, the next one I'm obviously going to be talking about is Battle Hardened, as this is the perk that I like to use. Battle Hardened is basically going to allow you to not take as much effect from stuns, flashes, gas grenades, all of that kind of stuff, and it is really annoying, especially when you're in the final circle, or if you have to do like a 1v1 clutch or something like that, and you get stunned. They're going to get an easy kill on you, and a lot of the time people do have a lot of stuns on them because there are quite a lot of stuns around the map. So I do recommend you guys using Battle Hardened because you're just not going to get stunned as often, and you're going to definitely get a lot more wins by doing this, because there's so many times that I've been stunned and it's so annoying. Anyway, the last perk I want to go ahead and talk about is the Spotter perk. Spotter basically allows you to see people's name tags from a further distance, and therefore you're obviously going to be able to see them from a further distance and you're going to know where they are. Anyway, those first ones were kind of the most underrated ones in my opinion. The next ones I'm going to be talking about is probably a few that a lot of people have already talked about. So what I want to mention is Hardline. Hardline actually allows you to buy things at the kiosk for a lot cheaper prices. Now this is going to be extremely helpful. Now the reason I say this is because buying things at the kiosk is very, very helpful, such as UAVs. You could buy armor plates, you can buy gas masks, and you can buy several other streaks. So having hardline on is actually going to allow you to use these kiosks for 25% cheaper. That is correct, 25% cheaper. So for example, if something costed 1,000, instead of being at 1,000, it costs about 750 cash instead. So that is definitely one of the best perks to use right now, especially for solos. It is super, super helpful. One of the next ones is going to be Tune Up. Tune Up allows you to revive your teammates a lot faster. This is going to be super handy when you are playing squad, so I do strongly advise you guys to go ahead and use this. It allows you to revive your teammates 25% faster. So let's say, for example, it takes around about 4 seconds or so to actually go ahead and revive a teammate. So by doing this, it's going to basically cut the time by around about a second, and you guys will definitely notice a difference. So I do recommend you guys this when you are playing squads. This is probably the best one to use, because if your teammates do go down and you need to quickly revive them, you are going to be able to revive them in a lot shorter time than normal. So I do strongly advise you guys go ahead and stick in on that perk, sorry. Now the next one I want to go ahead and talk about is going to be Ghost. Now, Ghost is kind of an underrated perk, to be fair. I don't really see that many people using it, but I do strongly advise you guys using it. The main reason for this is because a lot of people are using heartbeat sensors. Heartbeat sensor is basically the go-to equipment on this game, as you guys probably are aware. If you have been playing this game mode quite a lot, you would have probably noticed every single person is running around with a heartbeat sensor. And if they do have a heartbeat sensor and they scan you, or if you are nearby them, you are going to be able to be seen on their heartbeat sensor, and it's basically like a mini UAV in your hand. So this is going to give away your position quite a lot. Now, if you actually have Ghost on, this is going to allow you to stay off their heartbeat sensor, and therefore they're not going to know exactly where you are all the time. So you will not be giving away your position. This is also the same with a UAV. A lot of people do use UAV on this, and it is quite overpowered, especially in the final circle. If you use a UAV, you can actually go ahead and see where everyone's location is. So if you do have Ghost on, you will be actually avoiding people's UAVs. So I do strongly advise you also going ahead and giving that a go. The next perk I'm going to go ahead and talk about is going to be Point Man. Point Man actually allows your whole entire team to get more cash whenever you complete the challenges. So as you guys know, there are challenges around the map called Scavenger, Bounty, and there's also another one called Recon. Every single time you do complete these, you actually go ahead and get around about 3,000 cash or so. It depends on which one you get. Sometimes it's bigger than the others. You do get more from, it's just random kind of on how much you do get. But this is actually going to allow you to get cash for every single teammate. So usually the only person who would actually go ahead and get cash is the person who picked the challenge up. But instead of just one person getting it, if you actually go ahead and pick it up, your other teammates are also going to help you. It's going to also help them, and they're also going to get a bunch of cash as well. This is really, really going to help you, because you could literally do one simple challenge and then you would have enough to buy a loadout drop straight away, because there's going to be 2 of you, or like 3 of you will get 3,000 cash after completing it, and therefore you'll combined you'll have 9,000 cash. So you can buy a loadout drop, and you can also buy some armor and maybe some other stuff as well. So definitely Point Man is probably one of the best ones to use as well at the moment if you guys are looking to get some fast cash. Anyway, that has been basically it for today's video. What perks are you using, by the way? I'm interested in knowing what perks you guys are using. Now, like I said before, my go-to combination of perks is probably, at the moment, going to be EOD, Battle Hardened, and Ghost, because it's just really, really good. It's a very good combination of perks, so I do strongly advise you guys giving that a go. But yeah, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below of what your perks that you have been using. I would be very interested in knowing. And yeah, make sure to go ahead and subscribe, turn those notifications on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.